And, as I'm sure you will all agree, so far my Prime Ministership has been an exemplary success. More of that later. How did we get here? What led to the blatant persecution and imprisoning in solitary confinement of a man whose crime was contempt of court, while rapists, murderers, and real enemies of this country roam free, enthusiastically aided and abetted by madmen masqueraded as the judiciary? The underlying causes of all this are rank cowardice and socialism. Every time true socialism is adopted, there is abject failure. Don't get it mixed up with the values of, for instance, the Nordic states systems, where elements of socialism run sweetly alongside capitalism. They have votes, they have small, medium and large businesses, they have access to stock markets, and the state does not control the means of production. In socialism, only the survival of the state matters. And together with that, of course, the comfort and luxury enjoyed by the despots of the Politburo. These awful creatures are safe and in no danger of being voted out in any election. Any insurrection is cruelly put down. You may even be thrown into solitary confinement for the crime of contempt of court. Think of that, eh? Never happened here, could it? In order to counter the adverse effects of socialism, Russia embarked on a policy of invading its surrounding countries and making them part of a Soviet Union, actually a Soviet empire, usually by brutal and murderous force. As well as creating buffer states, this was done because Russia, with its miserable levels of production, was failing badly. The people were starving to death. With the Soviet Union, Russia was able to plunder member countries and fill its own coffers. This lasted for a while but failed economically. The same malaise that hampered production in Russia contaminated the whole of the Soviet Union. On the 25th of December 1991, Mikhail Gorbachev ended the Soviet Union. In the years after 1991, many of the old Soviet Union countries, free of Russian rule, ditched socialism and began making a success of their economies, while Russia, unwilling to end socialism, continued to fail, and fail miserably. So what did Russia do? Putin decided to have another go at bleeding them white. Hence the invasions of Crimea, Belarus, Ukraine, etc. Now, Starmer aims to install socialism in the UK. But why? After the unambiguous lessons of the past? Well, because socialism or communism is the quickest way for unimaginative, megalomaniac despots to become dominant, rich and unassailable. These foul people are out only for themselves. So how did Starmer find a way into power? Not easy in the normal run of things. It can take forever to persuade a nation it needs to be ruled by an idiot. However, if you have the right kind of accomplice, you can be rocketed to power. And Starmer happily rode on the back of this useless jellyfish of a man. An incompetent but nevertheless highly effective woomerer. The goon Sunak's lack of backbone left him unable to summon the courage to kill the stinking ECHR or do anything else constructive as the country crumbled around him. Needless to say, the country turned against him. Step forward then, the biggest fucking idiot ever to set foot in British politics. As the best thing that has happened to this country since illegal immigration, I, as your esteemed Prime Minister, will take some questions. The Honourable Sid McRottweiler of the Scottish National Party. Why, Mr. Prime Minister? Why, oh why, are you doing your level best to wreck the economy, make the UK the laughing stock of the world, and transform it through mass immigration and self-interest into the capital of the third world? Your only interests lie in killing pensioners, locking up everyone who thinks, and enriching yourself and your dodgier than dodgy cabinet beyond your wildest dreams. Mr. Starmer, given that your IQ can't possibly exceed -37, why are you still Prime Minister of this country? Oh look, the SDP. Not many of you now since the last election, are there? I remember when there used to be lots of you.
Please wake up. Please wake up.